everybody. How are you tonight? Man, good to see everybody here. My gosh, what a crowd. Linda's here. Hi. And I think, just a second. Linda, I think you were on Sonia's earlier. I was in there for a few minutes, said hi and see what she was doing, and then I had to dash out. Unfortunately, I had some other stuff I was doing. Linda's here, Lupe's here, yay, and Tamara, and Anthony with Grayscale Painting, and Parker. How are you? And Linda and Parker, thank you so much for your heads up on my audio the other day when I tried that unboxing and I didn't check to see that the audio was right. Oh. So here is one of the things that when you have, like, if you use your phone as one of your cameras, can happen is that if the audio is on your phone and if it can feed, it'll sometimes feedback. So I had thought I had just muted the phone, but apparently it had muted a lot of stuff. I muted more things, so I had to, but those guys caught me for me anyway. Oh, hang on. The heat is on. I turned the heat up in here because I was working in here earlier, and I don't need it blasting on me while I'm doing this. Yes. And let's see, Parker, and yay! So it's good to have everybody here. No, I know you guys were you helped me out. I think Linda even texted me on my phone. Of course, I get kind of focused. I need one of those what was it Doc Rock was talking about the other day, that he needed like his moderator Paul Duncan to be able to push a button that would change the color of his lights or something in his room so he would know when he was on mute. I thought that was a pretty good idea. Anyway, yay, I'm glad I'm good tonight. I worked at that. I worked at getting it straightened out and better, and I got the new light set, and I did a little jury rig thing of setting up a reflector box, which is I'm very quite pleased with. I used the styrofoam insert from a box that something was packed in. It was like the cover part of it. And I had a shelf bracket that was fit over that shelf and then could hook into the styrofoam. And it was so perfect because it just fit right over this shelf up there, and I can bounce the light off of it. So it makes just a perfect reflector for that new little light I have. And then I moved the one that had been there over to replace a fill light over here. And then this other one I had to bounce a little bit differently. It still reflects kind of weird on the book, but that's only when I have a book down below. So yeah, so tonight I had chosen 2 books to read, and then I changed one of them, and that was okay. And then I was looking for the one of them that I was going to read. I thought, because it was reflecting in on the copy I have here from the library, and it said that I had returned it from the library, which means I probably have read it to you already. It's a short book. So we'll see if I have already read that one. I have no idea when. My catalog of what I've read, hindsight, it would have been good to like put them in some kind of database so I could go back rather than just my list, which at 472 shows. And sometimes it's 2 or 3 books a night. Oh my gosh. So that's okay. That's okay. But it's called, what did I call it? Something design, no, not. What did I call it tonight? I don't remember. Something about remembering. Anyway. Oh, Recipe for Remembering. That's right. Anyway, because it's a kind of a cross culture kind of thing that I have tonight, different books. I have a book that's based on a Korean tradition kind of type thing, or something that they make. And I have a Hanukkah book, and then I have a Northwest Coast Indian short poem to read, and that's in a book form. So that's what I'm doing tonight. I'm kind of crossing all of those, but they're all that wonderful kind of connection of how we connect in different ways with different parts of our families and with different traditions and different things that we do. And I thought that was really a good thing. And the first one I wanted to read tonight is called Nathan Blows Out the Hanukkah Candles. And what's fascinating, it is written by, the illustrator is a guy named Jeremy Tugo, and he graduated from Syracuse with a degree in illustration, and he illustrated many children's books. But there's not a lot more I found about him. Now, Tammy Lehman, who wrote this book, she's quite something else. She has how would I describe myself? She says, I'm an American Israeli, which means I think and talk simultaneously in English and Hebrew, making me fluent in Hebrewish, which I thought that was cute. She's a wife, a mother, and a doting grandmother. She's an award-winning children's book author. Writing has been a passion for many long time, and passion is her Jewish heritage. And she's been lucky enough to be able to combine the two so that she can share both. She said writing had been a part of her ever since she was 9 years old. So when she wrote her first book in the summer between third and fourth grade. And then she and her husband moved to Israel in 1977, and her writing talents took a turn. She has a master's degree in communications and opened her own advertising copyright company, which I thought was fascinating. The Right Stuff, and went to become one of Israel's leading English language copywriters. In between, she wrote magazine articles on an Israeli cookbook called The Melting Pot. Still didn't abandon her love for children's book, and she went on. And her first book for the English-speaking world came out in 2003. And she's done a whole lot. I think she even has a curriculum out called Shabbat Around the World, which we Jews are a diverse people with communities all over the world creating engaging Shabbat customs. You can learn about them through my unique digital story lesson plan series. Let me show you that right here. Oops, wrong one there. Digital story lesson plan series that it gets her students in. So I thought that was kind of cool. It's on her website. You can find that. I thought that was an amazing kind of thing. So she was pretty fascinating. And then she wrote the book with Nicole Katzman, and Nicole she is the executive director at Jewish Federation at Grand Rapids. She's worked as a director of early childhood education. So a lot goes in, a lot of heritage and a lot of knowledge goes into this book. There, I got these mixed up. And so I'm going to start with that one, and I'm going to get myself where I'm supposed to be. There. And it's called Nathan Blows Out the Hanukkah Candles. And Nathan, as she says in the little opening, the story is based on a real Nathan, a high-functioning autistic child who did blow out his family's Hanukkah candles. So that's as much as I'm going to tell you before the story. I attend Shabbat with a friend. Yeah, you can go to her website, which is Tammy Lehman Wilzig, and it's right at the bottom. You can just Google her, and Tammy can see. I'll show you I'm pointing. Oh, Gretchen. I'm pointing to the book. Seriously, Fatima, I'm pointing to the book so that you could see it. Here we go. Let's see if I can get you a copy of that right here. There. Yes. Nathan blows out the Hanukkah candles. Tammy Lehman Wilzig. Go back on the back. Hang on just a sec. Okay, here we go. Nathan blows out the Hanukkah candles. I think it's... Is it Hanukkah? Is it Hanukkah? All my big brother does is say the same thing over and over again. Is it Hanukkah? Is it Hanukkah? He keeps repeating. As usual, Nathan is lost in his own world. Then he announces, "Tonight is Hanukkah, tonight is Hanukkah." I know, I answer. Mom gives me a look. Okay. Nathan's mind is wired differently. I'm glad you understand that, Jacob. Hanukkah has 8 days. Hanukkah has 8 days. I think I'm going to burst. And the United States has 50 states, continues Nathan. Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas. Mom cuts in. I have a good idea, Nathan. Turn on your computer and see if you can find a blank map of the United States where you can put in the states' names. And Nathan goes to his room. Mom asks me, would you like to help set up the Hanukkah menorah? Sure, I answer. I'm pretending I'm Judah Maccabee, lighting the menorah in the temple. Tonight's the first night of Hanukkah, so only one candle, Mom says, plus the shamash, the helper candle, for lighting it. I'm Judah Maccabee, winning the war against King Antiochus. We recapture our holy temple. There's a small jug of oil to light the menorah. It's enough for 1 day, but a miracle. The oil lasts for 8 days. Tonight I'm going to pray for a new miracle, that Nathan stops repeating himself. I put the menorah on the table next to the window, and a big truck pulls in next door with a car behind it. A new family moving in? Yes! It looks like there's a boy my age. Oh, I wonder if he plays basketball. Mom, I yell. I'll be outside shooting hoops. And I bounce the ball really hard. It works. My new neighbor walks over. Can I play? He asks. My name's Stephen. What's yours? Jacob. Stephen and I play until Dad comes home. He has a box of fresh jelly donuts. Our traditional Hanukkah dessert, he says. Come, it's time to light the menorah. Nathan stands right in front of the menorah. Dad uses the shamash to light the candle. We say the blessing, then sing Ma'az Tur, and Nathan stands still, staring at the lit candle. We finish singing. Good, now we can eat the... Whoosh! Nathan! I shout. I can't believe it. I heard Nathan take a deep breath, but I didn't think he was going to blow out the candles. Why did you do that? I asked angrily. Dad puts his arm around Nathan. Hanukkah candles are not like birthday candles. We don't blow them out. Okay, answers Nathan. Do you understand? Asks Mom. I want to say, of course not. But Nathan says, yes. The next afternoon, I go outside, loudly bouncing my ball again. Stephen joins me, until his mother calls him home to dinner. Dad's car turns in the driveway, and he gets out, holding a new box of jelly donuts. Let's light the menorah, he says. And just as we gather, the doorbell rings. We're your new neighbors, says Stephen's mother. I thought we should get to know each... What's your name? What's your name? Nathan has rushed over and is hugging Stephen. Dad quickly steps in and guides Nathan back to the menorah. Good, I mutter to myself, but I'm worried. I never know what Stephen will do, what Nathan will do next. Mom hesitates, then invites the neighbors in. Would you like to light the menorah with us? I try signaling no to Mom, but she ignores me. We recite the blessings and sing Ma'az Tur. Uh-oh. Nathan's eyes are fixed on the candles. I squeeze my eyes closed. I hear Stephen and his mother gasp. Yep. Nathan blew out the candles. Your brother's weird, Stephen whispers. This certainly is a different way of celebrating, says Stephen's mother. I enjoyed that. Mom gives her a weak smile. Why don't you kids play dreidel? I grab one of our wooden dreidels, motioning to Stephen to sit on the floor. We take turns spinning it. Nathan can't keep his eyes off the whirling dreidel. Suddenly, he snatches another dreidel. Move away, I say, and he plops down next to me, lying on his side, propping his head up with his hand. Nathan doesn't budge. His eyes are fixed on his dreidel, which he spins and spins and spins and spins, faster and faster and faster, on and on and on and on and on. Here we go again, I mutter. Let's move over there, Stephen suggests. We play until we get hungry, and we go to the dining room for jelly donuts. Nathan, Mom calls. No answer. Nathan is hypnotized by his spinning dreidel. Nathan! Still no answer. Mom gently takes the dreidel away and brings Nathan over to the table. Come have a jelly donut with us. The next afternoon, I'm back outside bouncing my ball. Stephen comes out, takes a deep breath, then lets out a huge puff of air. I'm blowing out the Hanukkah candles, he laughs. He repeats this every time he sees me over the next few days. It's the 7th day of Hanukkah. I've had enough. I go to Stephen's house and I ring the bell. Then he answers the door and starts taking a deep breath. Stop making fun of my brother, I shout. He's autistic. That's the best, Stephen chuckles. Your brother's artistic. Not artistic, autistic. My mom says Nathan just looks at things his own way. He thinks differently, and he helps me see the world differently. You're as weird as your brother, Stephen says with a mean look. And the next thing I know, Stephen's mother is standing next to him. Jacob, I'm so glad to see you. Your mother invited us over to celebrate the last night of Hanukkah. What? She wants us to celebrate the way Nathan celebrates, and we're happy to come, aren't we? Stephen gulps. I guess. I wonder what she means. That evening, just before it gets dark, Stephen and his parents come over. Stephen's mom is carrying a large box of fresh jelly donuts. We're here to help celebrate this happy holiday with you, Nathan, she says, and Nathan smiles. Our menorah is on the windowsill with all 8 candles, plus the shamash in its candle holders. Dad motions all of us to come to the menorah. We light the candles, say the prayers, and sing Maoz Tzur. Then Mom goes to the table. She takes out 9 jelly donuts from the box and places them in rows on a tray. She sticks a candle in the middle of each donut and lights them all with the shamash. Mom smiles. Now it's time for us to celebrate Hanukkah Nathan's way. I nudge Stephen, and we all go to the table where the jelly donuts are lined up with their candles burning brightly. 1, 2, 3, says Mom, and we all blow. And Nathan beams. That was awesome, says Stephen. This is the best Hanukkah ever. And that is Nathan blows out the Hanukkah candles. All right. Yay. That's always such a fun thing to celebrate Hanukkah with. Annalena had a friend in kindergarten, and they would have Hanukkah parties, and it was always just a delight. She enjoyed it so much. Isn't that a great story? Yeah. Hi, Tamara. Yeah. It just really covers so much. It's a great way of bringing a celebration of family and just understanding together. That's, we need that all the time. Anyway, I like that. The illustrations were simple and clear, and it was great. And yeah, if you I get mesmerized when those dreidels get going. I've had the friends and just how they keep going. We used to make them with the kids at school each year. Okay. Well, the next book I have is called Waiting for Tomorrow, and it's by Susan Yoon, and its pictures are by Julie Kwon. Let me see what I can tell you about these two. Susan Yoon writes picture books and novels from her home in Toronto, Canada. She draws inspiration from her family and friends, and she loves to make hatiak. Hatiak, is that right? Hatiak, yes. Though only on very special occasions. Waiting for Tomorrow is her first book. That's this book that I'm going to read. And Julie Kwon is an artist and illustrator based in Philadelphia. She's a graduate of Brown with a dual degree program, and she's heavily inspired by many books and comics she read growing up, as well as her childhood memories of wandering in the woods of her hometown. Aside from illustrating several books, she's also worked in television animation. Cool. So this book is called Waiting for Tomorrow, and it was interesting. It has a recipe in the back. I should have posted that for this hatiak recipe, I think is how I looked up how to pronounce these things. Thank goodness you can Google how to pronounce, and you get those things. The author's note says, once when I was 12 and my sister Esther was 14, we had to walk to the store to buy something. It was November in Toronto, and there was a thin layer of snow on the ground. Esther put on her boots, and I put on my sarapa, which is what I used to call slippers. You'd call them slides now. Esther said, "You're going to be cold," but then why should I listen to her? The store was only a 5-minute walk away, and as long as that snow didn't touch my toes, I wouldn't be cold. That was my logic. And sure enough, it was a lovely day, and the sun was warm on my bare toes until the return walk home. If you live in a place with cold winters, you know it's not just the snow that makes the weather cold. It's the wind and the actual temperature of the air. My toes were freezing, and no amount of sun could warm them up, and I complained loudly. So right there on the sidewalk, Esther took off her boots and offered them to me. We switched shoes, her socked feet crammed into my slides, my bare feet in her warm, too big boots. Hannah and Hejin's story is different from ours, and we had to find a creative way to warming up Hannah's feet when her toes are freezing. And you'll find that in that. So anyway, did you notice about where her you'll have to watch where Hannah's toes end up is this. And this book came from that memory. Not just the memory of my sister's kindness, but that feeling of warmth. Do you know it? You get it when you stick your cold bare toes into cozy fur boots. You notice it when someone's there to comfort you when disappointing things happen. And you feel it when you spend the day making something special for someone special. It's that feeling I wanted to capture in this story. The warmth of those you love who truly love you. So this is a great book. It's called Waiting for Tomorrow. And we'll go here. Oops, I've been drawing. I've been doing gift tags. Gnome gift tags. They're getting, yeah. So that's there. oh, you guys, before that, I have to show you this. So Bob ordered himself a book for Christmas, right? And it came like this. He says, for Bob. And I said, do you want me to wrap it for you? And he says, no, I want you to, I know what you can do. You can paint some of your stuff on it. So over the next few days, I'm going to be painting all my little gnomes and my little, like I did my Christmas stocking and things like that. And so, yeah, he wants me to paint it. How funny is that? Pretty funny. I thought that was hilarious. Yeah. Oh, I know the tags are fun to do. They're just kind of fun little things. And I remember all those gnomes I did last year, so I'm using these. Okay, the book is called Waiting for Tomorrow. Julie Kwon is the illustrator. She has this really nice outline way with, I think it's done in watercolor and ink. Let me look. Art for this book is rendered in ink, watercolor, and colored pencil. Yeah. Waiting for Tomorrow. there. Get me out of the way. Here, I'm going to move me over here. There. Yes. Hana loved gogi and turnip soup so much that she imagines she's swimming in it. Careful, it's hot, says Uma. But Hana's not in trouble. Uma is smiling, and so is Haijin. Appa's coming home tomorrow, says Haijin, her eyes sparkling. Appa, Hana shouts, tomorrow? That's just one more sleep, says her sister, who's bigger and knows a lot more. Be good and listen to Haijin, says Uma as she leaves for work. When it's just the two of them, Haijin has an idea. Let's make something special for tomorrow, she says. Hana loves special things. I know what? Hotiak, Hana shouts. Oh, there's just enough of almost everything. Flour, milk, and honey for the dough, brown sugar for the yummy, gooey filling. They just need one small ingredient. Shake, shake, shake. They shake the piggy bank upside down. Here, put these on. These, says Hana, wiggling her toes. Those are for summer. Could be for always, says Hana. Let's see if I can get that. So, there. There you go. Hana on the inside and Haijin on the outside, they walk along the sidewalk like Uma taught them. There's a forest in the afternoon light, and Hana imagines she's a woodland creature going to a party. Did you know that bunny rabbits love parties, says Hana. I'm going to tell Appa. But not right away. He'll be too tired when he comes home tomorrow. But when is tomorrow? Asks Hana. After we make hatiak and after Uma says goodnight. Ding ding, the doorbell chimes. You girls making something delicious, Miss Shin says. We're making hatiak, answers Haijin. We're waiting for tomorrow, says Hana. On my way home, the wind whistles. It swoops and puffs. Oh, my toes are cold, says Hana. I told you to wear your boots, says Haijin. Look where she has her feet. Her feet are tucked in her pockets. Haijin tips the flour into the bowl. It's white and fluffy like snow. Hana sprinkles baking powder, then drizzles a spoonful of honey. Hana, that's too much. You're wasting it, says Haijin. Not if Hana licks it. I'll help, says Hana. And they stir the batter and pat the dough until it's as smooth as when Uma makes it. Here comes Hana's favorite part, rolling the dough into balls and filling them with sugar. Wait, I'll show you, says Haijin. I know how, says Hana, reaching for the bowl. But the dough is stickier than she remembers. Uh-oh. Hana, Haijin yells. It's okay, says Hana. But Haijin stares at the floor, so hard her eyes fill with tears. Are you mad? Asks Hana. We can fix it. No, we can't, says Haijin. We don't have enough left to make another. Let's go to the store. Haijin shakes her head. The piggy bank is empty now. Didn't you see? Outside, it's beginning to snow. It's white and fluffy, like flour. Hana has an idea. Hana can fix this. But Haijin says, that's nothing, Hana, just some snow. Oh, that's bad, Hana sniffles. Now tomorrow won't come. Tomorrow? Haijin looks up, and then she leans in close. Tomorrow will still come, she says, even if we can't make hatiak. And Appa? She whispers. Haijin nods and smiles. You know what? Maybe the snow could be something special. And little by little, as the day turns to Uma's kiss goodnight, Hana and Haijin make something very special for tomorrow. I like this page. The day tonight. Appa's home. I love this. The girls just dive for him. And for always. Made snowmen. And there it is. So this recipe is for hatiak. It's a traditionally contains yeast, but this is a simplified version I used to make as a kid. And also make now. The texture's a little different, but it's fast and super tasty. Don't forget to have a grown-up help you. It says you need a 1/4 cup of vegetable oil and a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. The vegetable oils for the frying, the brown sugars for the filling. The dough is 1 cup all-purpose flour, plus a little extra for dusting. 1/2 teaspoon baking powder, 1/2 cup milk, and 1 teaspoon honey. You pour the vegetable into a small bowl, set it aside. You put the brown sugar in a small bowl, set it aside. You set aside some extra flour. Large bowl, you combine all the dough ingredients. Slowly mix. The mixture comes together in a sticky lump. Dust some flour on your hands and the dough and pat and shape it into smooth ball. That'll take about 30 seconds. Let's see. Then it says divide the dough in 4 pieces, dusting the flour with flour as needed. Shape the pieces into balls and flatten each ball with your hands by pressing and stretching until the dough is a little bigger than the size of your palm. Scoop about 2 teaspoons of brown sugar in the middle of each flattened ball. It could still look mostly like dough with a little bit of sugar on the middle. Fold each flattened ball in half and pinch the ends together to seal and reshape them into balls. Drizzle about 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil into a large frying pan. Preheat it on a medium-low. And then oil your hands to handle the sugar-filled balls and take each ball and gently press it down until it's about the same size as before. Just a little bigger than the palm of your hand. And work in batches, taking care not to crowd the pan. Cook the hatiak for about 2 minutes on each side. Kind of like a Korean pancake with brown sugar inside. Ooh. Transfer the cooked hatiak to a plate and let cool for 5 minutes. The sugar syrup can be hot. Sounds yummy. Sounds really yummy. Waiting for tomorrow. That's that one. Nice. Nice, yay. Familiar time. All right. Let's see. Oh, checking in here. Everybody's driving home. My cousin, we made both Christmas and Hanukkah. Yes, so did we. Christmas and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa. We did all of them. It was always so much fun to do all of them together. Anyway, and right now, the other book I have, and one more, and I may have read this one, but it's been a long time because I returned it in 2022. So it's been a while. Maybe you guys have forgotten as much as I have. Yeah. And that's a cute story too. And this is by Joy Harjo and the Caldecott medalist Michaela Goede. Now, Joy Harjo is the 23rd Poet Laureate of the United States, is an internationally renowned performer and writer of the Muskogee Nation. Harjo is the author of 9 books of poetry, several plays, children's books, music albums, and 2 memoirs. Her many honors include the Ruth Lilly Poetry Prize from the Poetry Foundation and the Wallace Stevens Award from the Academy of American Poets, 2 NEA fellowships, a Guggenheim Fellowship, and a Tulsa Artist Foundation. Harjo is a chancellor of the Academy of American Poets. She lives in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where she is the first artist in residence for the Bob Dylan Center. 23rd Poet Laureate of the United States. Wow. And Michaela Goede is a Caldecott medalist and a #1 New York Times best-selling artist. She's the illustrator of several award-winning books, including, which one I read, We Are Water Protectors by Carol Lindstrom, and I Sang You Down from the Stars, which I also read to you by Tasha Spillett Sumner. Her latest title, Berry Song, is her first book, and it's an author-illustrator. I have that one on hold. Hopefully it's coming in. And grew up in her ancestral homelands along the southeast coast of Alaska, where she lives today on an island at the edge of the wide, wild sea. She's Tlingit, and the illustrations are done in a Tlingit style. And the poem is called Remember. The book, I've read that to you. I'm sorry about that glare, but that's not the one. Nope. Oh, maybe if I turn that out, it's no glare. Yes. All right, we'll do that. No glare. That's much better. I'll just get it a little brightness for you to go. There. Yeah, then there's not any glare on there. Yay. There we go. Remember. Now, this one has some really beautiful illustrations. Let me get the whole book in there for you. Of course, I'm a huge fan of Northwest Coast Native American art and the whole ovoid. I studied with Bill Holm at the University of Washington. He was the curator of the Burke Museum, the Northwest Coast division, and he has one of the foremost books on Northwest Coast Indian art. And he was professor at the UW, and I got to study with him. It was pretty amazing. And my good friend here in Long Branch, Patty Nebel, was good friends. She and her husband were good friends with him. So this is Remember. Yeah. Remember the sky that you were born under. Know each of the stars' stories. Remember the moon. Know who she is. Remember the sun's birth at dawn. That is the strongest point of time. Remember sundown and the giving away tonight. Remember your birth, how your mother struggled to give you form and breath. You are evidence of her life and her mother's and hers. Remember your father. He is your life also. Remember the earth whose skin you are. Red earth, black earth, yellow earth, white earth, brown earth. We are earth. Remember the plants, trees, animal life who all have their tribes, their families, their histories too. Talk to them. Listen to them. They are alive poems. Remember the wind. Remember her voice. She knows the origin of this universe. Remember, you are all people, and all people are you. Remember, all is in motion, is growing, is you. Remember, you are this universe. And this universe is you. remember. The author's note says, I like to think of a poem as a pocket or an envelope that can hold dreams, thoughts, or anything else that you might put together with words, rhythm, and patterns of line and sounds. Some poems are written on paper. Some poems are carried around in memory and live in your heart. I like to imagine a poetry room in my heart. The first poems planted there are from my mother. She recited poetry she had learned in her one-room schoolhouse. She also wrote songs that were like poetry with wings. I love to see her type them out on the typewriter that sat on the kitchen table, then sing them. She wrote what was in her heart. In the poetry room of your imagination, there is space for all the poems that you will ever need. We need poems when we lose something important to us, when we need to pay attention, or when we need to put something back together that has been broken. In my Muskoki tradition, we have songs for growing corn, for stopping a storm, and for expressing gratitude for the beauty of this earth. To speak or to sing aloud or on paper is a powerful way to bring your thoughts, your yearnings, the most secret dreams of your heart into existence. Remember, came into this world to remind me who I am as a human being living on this generous earth. We all need to be reminded to remember. Poetry feeds our hearts and minds so we can walk forward in our story with a renewed spirit. You can write your own poems to carry in your pocket or your notebook. The best place to carry them will always be in your heart. They are always with you. Oh. And the artist's note says, Joy's poem begins with an invitation to remember the stars, the moon, and the sun. These words reminded me of traditional Tlingit creation stories, ones about Raven and his trickster ways, and of how he first released the stars, the moon, and the sun. In time, Raven brought us other gifts such as fire, rivers, and the tides, eventually forming the world as we know it. But in the beginning there was night, and then there was day. It felt right that the art should also begin with Raven bringing light to the world. Further inspiration came from the Tlingit concept of Ha Shagun, which is the understanding that our ancestors are united with the present and future generations. I brought this into the artwork by imagining a young Tlingit girl who is called upon to remember where and who she comes from. As she grows, she learns the power that comes from this knowledge. As I worked on this book, I wanted the pages to feel like a celebration of Linget Anai, or Tlingit land. The ocean and rainforest settings reflect our ancestral home in southeast Alaska, and the animals and plants I included hold special cultural significance. I also hint at traditional stories, as well as referencing traditional dances and regalia. Additionally, in imagery such as the moon, the sun, and certain animals, you'll find elements of form-line design, the traditional art style belonging to many of the indigenous nations along the Pacific Northwest coast, including the Tlingit. Formline is unique, complex art form, imbued with cultural meaning, history, and protocol. In my eyes, it is true, alive poem. I hope this book helps you remember where and who you come from. This will mean different things to different people, and that is a beautiful thing. We all have our own important stories to remember and share with the world. I will carry this book in my heart always. I hope you do so too. Oh, oh my gosh. Sometimes you're just meant to read a book again, I think. Just meant to read a book again. Ah, yes, the Navajo people are part of your soul. Oh, there. So Fatima says, she was blessed to be raised among indigenous people. The Navajo people are part of my soul. The flute and the drum music fill me with peace. Hopi, Zuni, Apache, and Navajo people have much to share. Yeah, I've been really fortunate myself, Fatima. I was raised in Eastern Washington, not too far from the Yakama Nation, but living here, I'm really, I mean, the Duwamish, I've lived in the northern part. There's so many different tribes all around us. The Muckleshoot, the Salish, the everybody. I mean, so much. And then you go. I just head to the coast when I head along the coast, and like the Olympic National Park. There are 8 different tribes that surround the park, and it's really interesting how the park weaves in and out of their land and back and forth, and you cross over. But how rich that whole area is and in culture, and it's always been really fascinating to me. There's a place in Vancouver, British Columbia called the Museum of Man, and in that museum they have one of the oldest known totem poles that there is, and it's beautiful. So if you ever get to Vancouver, BC, it's well worth the trip to go to the Museum of Man. It's something else. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that, and my attempt at sharing the different, just that whole sense of there's so many ways that we're connected in across cultures and across beliefs and whatnot. But when it comes down to it, as she says in here, that we all are part of, remember all is in, that remember you are in this universe and this universe is you. I love that. The line that says, let me find it again. Where did it go? Remember the earth whose skin you are. Red earth, black earth, yellow earth, white earth, brown earth. We are earth. I love that. I absolutely love that. Anyway, you guys, those are the stories that I had for you tonight. Now, Sunday is Bob's and my 46th wedding anniversary. And Boys in the Boat is got a advanced showing. It doesn't open till Christmas Day, but it's got an advanced showing at one of the theaters here in Gig Harbor, and we got tickets to it. And so I won't be around because Boys in the Boat is an amazing book. I've read it, but also, remember, you may or may not know, but my daughter was on varsity crew at the University of Washington, and in 2004, she was the Pac-10 champion in women's Open 4 crew and came in second at national championships with the women's Open 4 group. So crew was part of our existence a lot, and that racing and rowing. And I actually knew one of the gentlemen who was had met him. He was went to when I lived in Woodinville, or not near Woodinville. I went to a church out there, and he was a member of that church, and he was on the 1938 team that rowed at in Germany there. And so this is something else. So we're really excited. So I won't be on Sunday night. Instead, I will come on Monday, because on Tuesday, I think Bob and I are going, I'll do Monday. So I'll put out a little post in on the channel that says, a post that says I'm going to do on Monday instead of Sunday. And then, because I think on Tuesday, Bob and I are going to go to the coast for a day, get up early and go do some photographing. We've had some amazing high tides, and the weather has calmed down on the coast to photograph. They'd actually closed some of the beaches there for a while, and we're not letting people into the beaches or into some places because the storms were so bad, and we had such high tides, and it was pretty dangerous. It's not a calm. I mean, the Washington coastline is not sandy beach coast, quiet, calm. It's rugged rocks and climbing down. Yeah, so I have to be a little careful. So I'm not going to go when it's crashing bad. Anyways, but we think we're going to head out and do a day of photos out there. But yes, so I will be back on Monday. So Tamara, that's your Tuesday. And so I won't be there on Sunday, though, because it's our anniversary. 46 years. Holy Ned. 46th. Yes, 46th. Yes. Anyway. And we're going to go see Boys in the Boat and then go out to dinner. Fun. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. The desert has tribes there. Much in the land of Palm Springs belongs to them. Yeah, there's a lot of... Arizona has 22 various tribes. Yeah. I'm not sure how many tribes are in Washington. Gosh, there's a lot. I want to Google that. How many? 29 federally recognized tribes throughout Washington. Yeah, there's 29 recognized. Chehalis, Coville, Cowlitz, Ho, Jamestown, Sklallam, Kalispell, Lower... Oh, yeah, they go on and on. Yeah. Boy, I didn't know there were 29. That's cool. Very cool. It's a rich heritage up here, and the art is pretty amazing. All right, you guys. Thank you all for being here. It was a delight. I'm so glad that I had this book and decided to read it again. Remember, it was one well worth repeating. If I'd read it before, I'm not sorry about reading it again. And anyway, until next time, I will see you on next Monday. Until then, everybody, have a great week. Thank you so much for coming. We've had Anthony here, and Parker was here, and Fatima, and Linda, and Tamara, and Lupe. And I think I caught everybody that was here. Let me go back. Oh, and Anthony's here. And Parker saw, yeah. Oh, my goodness. So, you guys, until next time, everybody, keep looking for the beauty hidden in plain sight. It's all around you. But the first place you're going to find it is when you go look in the mirror. And don't forget to send in your art for next Monday. I want to see what you're doing. And I might actually have these guys done by then. Maybe. I'm taking last year's and putting them on cards from this. Anyway, I'm trying them again. All right, guys. Take care, and I will see you next time.
In the heat of the night, we could get lost in all the lights and sounds. Feeling alright, we won't go home, we will just stay here downtown. There's not just stars on the boulevard, they're in the light in your eyes. Oh, we don't need no black cards, I just need you by my side.
Yeah, George Clooney was in town the night I
We
went to
could
our
be
Wolf
shameless, famous, running
show last Thursday. He was at the Fort Bear Shell House doing his talk, and I couldn't go. The traffic was so busy on Thursday night down there.
typical. I put you on a pedestal. There's not just stars on the boulevard. They're in the light in your eyes. Oh, we don't need no black cards. I just need you by my side. We could be shameless, famous, running cool, with a love that leaves us weightless. Ooh, drop dead gorgeous, wow. Ooh, you got me feeling starstruck too. We could be famous. We could be famous. We could be famous. We could be famous. We could be shameless, famous, running cool, with a love that